Walk up this way. Go ahead and put your hands on my car. All right, we're just going to go through this like we normally do.
Really?
Yeah. I just got to follow policy, man.
Are the police do-gooders who always make sure they're following the laws of the land? Some tend to, but not all of them do. One would think that their superiors would set the example too, but some sheriffs, deputies, and chiefs get themselves into a world of trouble as well. You're about to see a rare phenomenon when cops have to arrest their bosses.
You're not going to stop me from leaving if I want to leave. Am I under arrest? If we have to, am I under arrest?
Rio Arriba Sheriff James Lujan found himself in hot water on more than one occasion. The police of Espanola, New Mexico were already after a man suspected of beating and killing another man in a March 26, 2020 incident. Suspect Philip Chacon had retreated inside his home. Just then, Lujan arrived on the scene.
You're in charge?
Yeah, yes.
Pull your people back. I'll bring him in.
Bring who in?
Phil Chacon? That's who you have a warrant for?
Right.
Pull everybody out. I'll bring him in.
I don't want to pull them out.
Huh?
I don't want to pull them back.
Excuse me? I'm not asking. I'm telling you. I will bring him in. Okay? We don't need to make this bigger than what it is.
Hey, the sheriff just pulled in, and he's asking us to pull back, and he'll pull him in. But he's been drinking. I can smell it on him. We're gonna need somebody. Huh? Yeah. And we need to pull somebody over here, somebody above me, because he's already pushing his weight around with me. So. Okay. The sheriff is here. He's trying to make us pull back, and he said he'll call him out, but we're not pulling back. He does know him, but he's not coming. We're not gonna pull back because he says so. No. It's not gonna happen. Just let you guys know, okay? Yeah. I'm getting hold of the chief now. We're not pulling back. Hi. I'm waiting for. I told Jeremy. Jeremy's calling Command 1 now. But do you smell it, or am I the only one who smells it?
Yeah, please do something about it.
Okay. Right?
Hey, I know. We're here in Tabitha. I know, Tabitha. But hey, listen, Michelle's the supervisor in charge. Okay, I'm running the TAC team, the TAC plan. Okay, I know he just texted me. He's like, Tabitha's coming. Do me a favor. Okay, tell him to cooperate with me. Tell him to trust me. Okay, tell him to call me. I know, that's why we're here. Well, and then he shot while the cops were here. Tabitha, settle down. Okay, tell him to text me and call me. Okay? Okay, thanks, bye. I'll call Command 1 now.
Yeah,
but
do it.
Do something about that. You're the supervisor, so it's going to be on you.
Right. But we can't.
I definitely smelled it really bad.
So did I.
So.
What?
How can he...
He can't be here.
Lujan demanded everyone pull out of the scene. The first body camera officer notifies her fellow officers that they are not doing so, and that he smells of alcohol. While one group of officers were dealing with Lujan, the others spoke to his relatives.
Is he yelling at you guys?
No, so what happened is they were doing a search warrant because little Jacob said that he got assaulted this morning. So we were doing a search warrant on that house, or one of those motorhomes. And then he shot one of his rifles. So then we came around this way, and right here on the other side where you have that like garage that's open, and then there's another garage, he was coming out with 3 rifles. So then he dropped them and then went back inside. And then he tried.
So how many rifles are in there? Or do you guys have?
There's 3 that are there, and I know he has more.
How do you know he has more?
Because it's Phil.
No.
We have him.
You have them all?
I
So there.
took. Okay, there's an AR. I took the AR.
Okay, so there's 3 rifles that are out there on the
There-
floor.
Those are the only 3 I know that were in
But
there.
here's
Okay.
the thing is he still has that pistol that he stole from what's his name that night he beat him
Oh,
up.
that 9mm?
Yeah.
Which
still has
pistol?
that.
Which pistol?
From
The tenant in the front. He beat up the tenant in the front.
yeah, what's his name?
Christopher Marquez.
No, Chris. No. He said he didn't take
He
the 40.
stole Chris's
That was
gun.
a 40.
He stole Chris's gun.
Okay.
He has it.
So there's a 9. I have a 9mm.
In there.
No, I think it's the guy in the front.
Whose number is he calling me from?
I don't know. He's I don't know.
Because I was talking, he started calling me on his phone, and then he started calling me on this number.
He has an app that changes
Okay.
the number.
Chacon attests his innocence over the phone while the police attempt to persuade him to come out, explaining to him that they heard a gunshot and saw him walking into his home with a rifle. The suspect insists that it was used for little more than hunting. The police continue to contact him while Lujan remains at the scene in his intoxicated state, further complicating things.
He called me a while ago before all this crap went on, but I was out in Abiquiu, so I said, oh, I'll be on my way. Said something about Jacob, and he told me that if he wasn't here, he was going to go to the camper. Justin and I went and checked the camper. He's not in there, so he's in here.
When did he stop Jacob?
I don't know. I wasn't here.
When did he stop Jacob? Sorry.
Earlier.
Today?
Yes.
But your chief told me to stay off the scene, so I'll stay back here.
Hey, did you guys get a hold of D unit? Huh?
He says tell him to back off.
According to Lujan, the suspect is off his meds. In other words, he's trying to justify and downplay the behavior of the potentially armed suspect on the scene here. He even reveals that Chacon's wife handed him the house key, something he did not mention to the officers earlier. Meanwhile, Chacon remains holed inside his house. According to witnesses on the scene, Lujan entered the perimeter of the area, and when the interim police chief told him to leave, the sheriff. But that's not the only thing this shady figure has been up to.
Because I was talking, he started calling me on his phone, and then he started calling me on this number.
He has an app that changes.
Okay. And no offense, but you have to understand, we can't let you.
So okay, so there was 3 in there,
Okay.
and I wasn't too sure because I know Phil has.
Okay, so the 3, he got traded for rent from this guy.
Okay.
I remember he had 3. He had the AR style one that I bought, but when I went into the house, I took it out.
In our next video, Lujan can be seen arriving on the scene whereby Espanola City Councilor Don Juan Virgil was given a search warrant in regards to content on his phone. Interestingly, Lujan arrives on the scene. He can also be heard telling the suspect to call him. Why could this be? After all, Virgil was suspected to have evidence on his phone which may have linked him to malicious acts, like bribery, not to mention secretive communications with Lujan via social media services. This is very suspicious behavior. Later that year, as we can see in a third video, Lujan was given a search warrant for both his personal and business phones.
What case is this?
So that is in reference to stemming from the original charges.
Which one? The misdemeanor?
So that one.
You got a search warrant on a misdemeanor. It doesn't have the case number on here for the original.
Right there.
That's a PD case number. It doesn't have a magistrate or a district case. This is in district court too, and this is a magistrate warrant. Okay? This case is already in district court.
This is a magistrate warrant.
You understand that this case is in district court, right?
Despite the seriousness of the situation, the officers on the scene aren't given both phones immediately, which is dubious behavior on Lujan's part. He of all people should know that it is illegal to withhold potential evidence when a search warrant is involved. A confrontation occurs outside of the station.
I told you, you have your search warrant says to search me for personal phones?
He has the phones. He already told me he has the phones.
Okay. That's not what the search warrant says, does it?
Okay, so you want us to lock down the sheriff's office? Go ahead and call them back.
You're not going to stop me from leaving if I want to leave. Am I under arrest?
If we have to.
Am I under arrest?
So don't let anybody leave that back door. He's got 3, maybe 4 deputies. The undersheriff, Billy, and the sheriff are all in there. He's refusing to comply.
The officers threatened to lock down the Rio Arriba County Sheriff's Office for Lujan's lack of compliance. His deputies are doing everything they can to get in the way. Eventually, he concedes and hands over one of his phones. For interfering with the arrest of a city official, an arrest warrant is made.
No, we got target phone unless he has another one. Good to go? So we'll walk through here, go make 2-5 with the sheriff.
Taos County SWAT and Espanola Police both arrest Lujan in his own workplace. We can hear that he is refusing to unlock his phone until he speaks to his attorney, but the officers double down in response and affirm to him that this is not a negotiation, and that such resistance would be fruitless. They take him to a nearby police cruiser to search him. Roughly an hour later, the police attempt to persuade the suspect a second time to hand over his iPhone after unlocking it for them.
I'm not obstructing.
Over here, Sheriff. Over here.
They're going to book me.
Once again, Lujan refuses to unlock his iPhone for the officers and is taken away for obstructing a search a second time. While being taken away, he continues to protest his innocence, insisting that he is not obstructing anything at all. Eventually, on June 3, 2020, in Espanola, New Mexico, he would give himself up to the New Mexico State Police after an agreement with his lawyer and the district attorney.
Okay, sir, if you could just stand in front of my unit, I'm just gonna pat search you, okay? If you just put your hands in my unit.
Lujan received a plethora of felony charges. These include harboring or assisting a felon, threatening a witness for withholding information of the 4th and 3rd degrees, and resisting, evading, or obstructing an officer. He was sentenced to jail for 3 years. In McDonough, Georgia on June 20th, 2023, a Henry County police officer was on patrol like usual until he caught a Dodge Charger on his laser, traveling at a whopping 96 miles per hour in a 35 miles per hour zone. In other words, that's almost triple the intended speed limit. Naturally, this officer pulls over the speeding vehicle, only to discover an unexpected figure behind the wheel.
Really?
License in the back.
Yeah.
The body camera officer is already off to an awkward start with this traffic stop. He clearly realizes who he just pulled over, Michael Yarbrough, the county sheriff's deputy. Immediately he exclaims the cutting response. Really? Naturally, he keeps a cool head and requests for the driver's ID before heading back to his vehicle to excitedly inform a fellow officer who he pulled over.
Hello? Guess who I just pulled over?
Who?
Yarbrough.
Real?
Yeah, the chief deputy driving a Dodge Charger, a souped-up Dodge Charger that belongs to the sheriff's office. I just clocked this at 96 in a 35.
What was the issue? I mean, why is he speeding?
No reason. He's in an unmarked car. He just got a high horsepower car and decided he wanted to play.
It's your traffic stop. You do what you think you should do. I mean, I'm not telling you one way or the other. You do a 96 and a 35.
Okay. Well, you know I don't care for him, so I'm gonna write his. Sir, here's your ID back. This is your copy of the citation. If you would sign right here. It's got a court date, time it's must appear.
Yes, sir.
Please slow down and have a safe day.
As unexpected as this was for the officer on the scene, he decides to ask another enforcer if he should write the ticket. After being told to, "You do what you think you should do," the body camera cop cheekily responds with, "You know I don't care for him," and consequently writes a ticket. After that, the license is returned and the exchange is treated like any other traffic stop. No special treatment or repeated apologies are made here, so one has to commend him for his unbiased decision and otherwise professional response. One can only imagine how awkward their encounter would be if they bump into one another on a later date at the police station. An incident took place back in Boone County, Arkansas around May 2019. Trooper Valentine noticed a vehicle swerving around on the road and almost hitting a traffic sign. Consequently, he initiated a traffic stop. After the car was pulled over, he approached it and spoke to the passenger, who had the distinctive smell of alcohol on his person.
Arkansas State Police. Stopped because you look like you're having trouble controlling your vehicle. All right, what's going on?
A lot.
I got drinking a little? Yeah. Okay. All right, can I see your driver's license? So where are you coming from?
Just over Missouri.
Okay. How much have you had to drink?
Not much.
Okay. So you got a gun on you?
It's off.
It's off of you? Is it in the vehicle?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're a deputy?
I'm the chief deputy.
You're the chief? Okay.
We can hear the driver admitting to drinking before being asked for his license and that he had not much, before later admitting that he does not remember exactly. The driver is revealed to be none other than Deputy Chief Michael Kyle Dunn of the Newton County Sheriff's Office. After being told that he should have known better, Dunn responds with, "I've had some bad times." Nonetheless, Trooper Dunn goes through with the field sobriety tests. Even when stumbling a bit and leaning on the car, the trooper warns that denying these tests would mean Dunn would be taken in, and he flatly refuses to comply when he's asked to give him a break. The deputy's body language becomes increasingly closed, and we can see the stress is getting to him. Denying a field sobriety test is enough to have him brought into the station, though he is given a chance to call someone to pick up his vehicle. It should be noted that "it's not like it used to be" is an interesting response from Trooper Valentine, who knows he cannot let off the deputy sheriff because of cameras on his person and vehicle recording the whole exchange. One has to wonder what would have happened here if such devices were not mandatory additions to the police's standard equipment.
Well, so you know better.
I've had some bad times.
Okay. Well, I understand that. But, I mean, you know we can't be out driving if we've been drinking.
Yeah.
All right, do me a favor. Walk up this way. Go ahead and put your hands on my car. All right, we're just going to go through this like we normally do.
Really?
Yeah. I just got to follow policy, man. If I want them to back me up, I got to do what they want me to do.
All right. Go ahead and put your hands on there. Bring your feet backward toward me. No, put your hands on the car for me. Bring your feet back.
Man.
It's not my fault. Don't look at me like it's
No, it's my fault.
Okay. I do not want to do this to another law enforcement officer. I've always heard about it happening. Never wanted it to happen to me. Okay? But like I said, there's nothing I can do about it.
Ultimately, Dunn was arrested for driving while intoxicated and refusing to submit to a chemical breath test. Though Trooper Valentine remains respectful and iterates that the decisions he makes is part of police policy, Dunn can be heard cursing in response to this. The suspect is brought to the back of the vehicle but is not handcuffed. Dunn admits that this was his mistake, lamenting at the thought of losing his career and life. Shortly after this exchange, the trooper collects Dunn's phone and lets him call someone to pick up his vehicle.
He says I'm drunk, so anyways, he pulled me over for drunk driving. Seriously? Yes, seriously. I'm at almost 206. You want to talk to him?
Dunn can be heard saying yes seriously to his wife over the phone, who must be in shock at the fact that her husband, a deputy sheriff, is being arrested for driving under the influence. Trooper Valentine is handed over the phone and confirms this before handing it back to its owner, who asks his wife to come pick up his vehicle. Eventually, she does arrive, and a most awkward exchange between the two happens.
Well, I was southbound on 7 here, actually going out to the Daisy Queen, but saw this Tacoma in front of me get quite a bit off the road, kind of into the grass on the right side, and come back over onto the highway, and watched them for a little bit, hit the yellow line, hit the white line, hit the yellow line, hit the white line, so I pulled them over just north of 206 here. And it's your chief deputy. Well, he's refused any tests, so I don't know where he's at, as far as BAC. So, no problem. You want to talk to him? All right.
Thank you.
Dunn agrees to speak to his wife and softly pleads to be let out, though he is denied this. The first thing that his wife tells him is that this is ridiculous, while making an unflattering comparison to another policeman who made headline news for unrelated illegal behavior. On the ride to the station, Dunn's body language is quite telling. He can be seen holding his hands, covering his mouth, and leaning down on various occasions, which may be a combination of both self-soothing techniques and body responses to the stress and anxiety he must be feeling here. Immediately after his arrest, he resigned from his job and was convicted of driving while intoxicated. He was suspended for 1 day, had to pay a fine of $800, and was sentenced to 1 year in prison. However, after posting his $1,400 bail, he was released from jail shortly afterwards, according to Boone County records. In Howard County, Arkansas, back in April 2021, Arkansas State Police Trooper Darren Henley was requested to respond to an accident that took place at an intersection of Green Plains Road and US 278. A single vehicle had collided, which turned out to be a police cruiser, and that the driver who crashed was none other than Chief James White of the Dierks Police Department. On his way there, Trooper Henley was notified that White had left the scene in his aforementioned vehicle.
Driver of the vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me what's going on. Trooper Henley with Arkansas State Police.
Well, I don't really know.
Okay. So tell me what happened on that collision.
I turned too sharp, went in a ditch, got pulled out. Now I'm here.
The problem is, right now I am smelling the odor of intoxicants on your breath.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's where we're at. I know I haven't ever personally met you before. I see a badge, radio. I've been told that you work for Derek's. Okay. So I'm not liking this situation anymore. Then you're probably liking it. Okay. But moving forward with that, we are going to continue on with the DWI investigation. Okay.
As you can see here, White traveled into the woods located behind his house. Several police officers pursued him to this spot. According to the chief, he was driven back by a friend after the accident. Trooper Henley may not have ever met or spoken to White, but he speaks to him professionally and respectfully nonetheless, all the while treating this as any other DUI investigation. What follows are a series of sobriety tests.
Just relax for a second, okay?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. How long do I have to hold it up?
Approximately 30 seconds.
Really?
Okay, go and come over to my car for me. I'm gonna request you to do a ABT for me, okay? Just stand right here for me.
The tests are going very poorly for White. He can be seen stumbling, struggling to maintain balance, and failing to maintain eye contact with the officer's moving finger without tilting his head in the process. It's enough evidence to bring him into the police station for driving under the influence. However, White consents to taking part in a breathalyzer test to round things off.
I've got 34 years. Please don't screw this over. I'm at my damn house. I got a problem. I understand that. Please, let me go home. I'm right here in my damn backyard.
Okay, that was a .24.
I know I'm fucked up. I understand that. It's not your fault. It's not his fault.
All right.
Yeah, got a problem, but...
All right. The thing is, right now, you are going to be placed under arrest for DWI.
After the test, White can be heard pleading to the trooper, saying, "I got 34 years. Please don't screw this up." Of course, this is not enough to get him out of the mess he has gotten himself in here. The preliminary breath test sample showed up with a worrying number, 0.24% BEAC. This is 3 times over the legal limit. Consequently, he is arrested for DUI and taken to the back of the police cruiser, though he remains conversational and calm. Henley admits that he hates they met under these circumstances. White was taken to the Howard County Detention Center and resigned from his position shortly afterwards. Cops should never be above the law, so it's good to see that there are troopers and officers in the United States who are abiding by this. Which of these videos was the most surprising to watch? Feel free to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, as we're always eager to read your thoughts. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content, as they're both great ways to support our channel. Finally, please consider checking our other jaw-dropping and eye-opening videos on screen now. Until next time, stay safe and steer clear of any and all lawbreakers out there.